history, Kaylin Barron, symptoms, diagnosis, outbreaks, types of Q fever, treatment, trial studies, and then animals with Q fever, and then vaccine. Background information. Q fever is is caused by a bacterial infection. It does occur in the body, and only animals can carry the bacteria. While Q fever is found all over the world, it is mainly in Australia. This is a chart showing the annual numbers of Q fever over through 1998, 2010. And this is chronic, big areas are chronic, and this is Q fever before 2008. And this is the lamp that can carry Q fever. History. Edward Holbrook Derrick, he was born in Blackwood, Victoria, Australia on September 18, 1898, and died in 1976. He moved to Queensland, Australia, and discovered Q fever. Q fever's actual name is Query fever. Derrick chose this opposed to Queensland's Rexall fever and Abattoir fever. An abattoir is a slaughterhouse. He chose Query fever because he didn't want to send negative associations to the provinces of Queensland or the abattoir industries. He discovered Q fever by recreating its effect in guinea pigs. Frank McFarland Burnett. Burnett was born on September 3rd, 1899 in Tualagon, Victoria, Australia. He won the 1960 Nobel Peace Prize in Physiology and Medicine for discovering the causative agent in Q fever, which is Kaylin Barron. Anne Travis Freeman was born in Brooklyn, New York, USA on November 7, 1918. She was Burnett's partner and participated in the 1936 Berlin Summer Olympics, representing the U.S. on the swimming team. And then Kaylin Barron. Kaylin Barron is the causative agent in Q fever and has a morphology of bacillus. It is an obligate intracellular bacterial pathogen that has eukaryotic cells and is a gram-negative bacteria and is able to be a spore. There are two phases in C. Barnetti. Phase 1 is only in animals and is extremely infectious. Phase 2 is only in humans, and when C. Barnetti is in phase 2, it undergoes a change in the surface called lipopolysaccharides. Kaylin Barron is highly resistant to high temperatures, osmotic pressure, which is the pressure needed to prevent the inward flow of water in a solution, and ultraviolet light. C. Barnetti was also used as a biological weapon in 1969 when the U.S. started a biological warfare problem. It was one of the 7 on the list. Symptoms. In acute Q fever, a cough, headache, joint and muscle pains, fever, abdominal and chest pains, rash, loss of appetite, upper respiratory problems, confusion, gastrointestinal problems such as nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, and yellowing of the skin are all symptoms. The symptoms for chronic Q fever are chills, fatigue, slight night sweats, prolonged fever, loss or shortness of breath can occur. As for the duration of these symptoms can vary. Fever may last for 2 weeks, yet other symptoms last for longer. Symptoms can take effect about 2 to 3 weeks after exposure. Diagnosis. The ways of diagnosing Q fever are X-rays for pneumonia, blood tests, tissue staining, electrocardiogram, and echocardiogram, which are EKG and ECG, a test to record the heart's electrical activity. The doctor may also check for flu-like symptoms and test for hepatitis. Outbreaks. In South Wales, UK, from July 15th to September 30, 2002, Q fever affected 282 people. In the Netherlands, in 2005, in an annual and seasonal peak two dairy goat farms affected 4,000 people in Viala, Switzerland. In the autumn of 1983, 415 people were affected. In Western Iraq, June 18th to July 10th in 2005, 22 of 38 Marine troops fell ill with Q fever. For 18 years, from 1982 to 2010, Europe suffered 12 major cases of Q fever. In London, UK, Parma, Italy, Jena, Germany, Stockholm, Sweden, Sofia Annapolis, France, Noisy, France, Leeuwarden, Netherlands, Bern, Switzerland, and then in other places in the Netherlands. Types of Q fever. There are two types of Q fever, acute and chronic. The main difference between the two are treatment and symptoms. Treatment. The treatment for acute Q fever is either deoxycycline or tetracycline and a Kaylin regimen. For chronic Q fever, a deoxycycline and hydroxychloroquine regimen must be surgically implanted. A trial study. In the trial study for the treatment of Q fever, a long-term tetracycline and Kaylin regimen was given for 4 years to 26 males and 9 females. The outcome of this was negative. Next, a deoxycycline and Kaylin combination was given to 14 participants. 1 died and 7 relapsed. 3 of the 7 were retreated with the deoxycycline Kaylin combination, and 4 of the 7 were switched to a new regimen. A surgically implanted deoxycycline and hydroxychloroquine was assigned to 21 participants. 1 died and 20 were not cured. Animals with Q fever. Q fever is mainly found in sheep, cattle, and various farm animals. An animal may be carrying C. bertillii, but the animals do not get sick. The only way of knowing an animal is carrying Klebsiella burnetii is through laboratory testing. Because the animals do not get sick, they are usually not treated, but you can treat them with antibiotics. To protect animals and humans from Q fever, you can disinfect the areas of constant contact. Vaccine. Vaccine for Q fever is QVax. It is manufactured in Australia by the CSL, the Centre for Spiritual Living. The vaccine contains a whole cell formalin inactivated Klebsiella burnetii bacteria cell of the Herzelin phase 1 strand. It is 98% effective with protection lasting for at least 5 years. This is my bibliography. Questions, comments, correct instructions?
For treatment, you mentioned quinidone and hydroxychloroquine, I think.
Quinidone and hydroxychloroquine.
What are those?
They're a type of antibiotic that helps settle Q fever.
Can these back in
No, it can only come from farm animals and go into humans.
So if I wanted to go to Australia today, would I need like a vaccine in order to enter there, or like is it it's no longer effective?
Well, it's prevalent in Australia, but it's not as high in dosage or high in count as it was back in 1998. You can still go to Australia without getting a vaccine, but you have a risk of contracting.
Is it only found in Australia?
No, it's found all over the world, but it's mainly prevalent in Australia.
Why is it mostly prevalent in Australia?
Well, Australia has a lot of farms, and they have a lot of farms. That's the only reason, I guess. So there's no specific reason why it's mainly in Australia.
Since Australia has a lot of farms, is it present in other places that have a lot of farms too?
Yes, that's why there was 12 major cases in Europe in 19.
Are they doing any sort of research now, or maybe they want to do research in the future about Q fever, and what is it going to be about?
They're not doing any research now because they already have a vaccine for it and treatment, so they're not doing any more research.
So there's nothing, no papers published in the last couple of years about.
There have been papers published since until 2012, but there haven't been any in this year.
So what were the papers published in 2012 about?
They were about osteoporosis.
Oh, so when did they create the vaccine?
They created the vaccine, I think, in 1998.
Okay, so what about the bacteria were they researching in 2012?
They were just elaborating